drink with my best friends. Some people say we have a problem, but every night I make a new best friend, and the only problem is we like having a good time.
Hello. It is Thursday night. It is 8 p.m. and you know what that means.
What does that mean, JPJ? Tell them.
It's another episode of Between Two Beards, the 92nd episode of Between Two Beards.
And possibly the most expensive.
Maybe. We got Smart Mouth.
Oh,
Zach saying hi,
Zach's
friends.
here.
Also, good to see you guys
The boss
in the
is here in
chat.
the building.
Welcome everyone in. We got some big.
Zach is literally here to make sure I behave because of the fiasco that happened on Sunday.
Yeah.
He's just here to make sure it doesn't spill over to beards. But I'm here to tell you, Zach, I'm still fired up about it. But we've got a big show tonight. So I'm gonna, put the rads to the side because that's where they need to be anyway, and we're gonna get on with it.
Yeah. We got Culp, the greatest beards the world has to offer, making Thursdays better.
Thank you, Culp. Swags.
Thank you, my friend.
He's the goat.
We asked, like you said, we got a big show tonight. We got a couple friends that we're going to be bringing on here in a minute or two. We got a big pay-per-view happening this weekend, AEW Revolution, and we're going to be diving deep into that. We'll talk about some stuff that happened on Dynamite.
We have 2 people to help us review this thing.
That is true. That is true.
Break down this thing. Predict. It's not a review yet. It's a preview.
Mm-hmm. But before we get to that, let's talk about some sponsors real quick. You see them in the corner on every Love Wrestling show we have. Every Thursday night here, you see them right below me here, RK Athletics. I know Pluggo said he wanted to put the rads to the side. But we're going to do that. We're going to do that a little bit right after this segment because we're going to talk about one of those rads. Rich King, he gets on our nerves every so often, but you can't deny the fact that not only is he a great professional wrestler, he is a great personal trainer.
He's got like abs that have abs.
Yeah, he has too many. Like it's
sick.
I don't have one. I don't have one ab.
Yeah.
He's got like 14. It's insane. I don't get it. But if you want to get a little physically better, you want to start getting to the gym, getting in a routine, meal plans as well, nutritional information, anything to kind of get you back in shape. You want to get back in shape. You just want to improve your physical well-being. Rich King and the gang over at RK Athletics are the group to go to, and you can follow them on all social media platforms at RK Athletics 1. And then we also want to mention manscaped.com. If you head on over to manscaped.com, you put in that promo code Love Wrestling, you will get 20% off your first order plus free shipping. And where's that shipping go, Pluggo?
That's worldwide. That's up in Alberta, Canada. That's down here in the States. That's in Antarctica.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to take care of your balls or the rest of your body, really, Manscaped has branched out.
Yeah, Manscaped does it all now. I'm not lying.
This is not because we're doing the read. I'm wearing the deodorant right now, and
there we go.
I got to tell you, Mrs. Pluggo, when I get that Manscaped going, she's like, "Hey, you're cute." I'm like, "Thanks, babe."
Yeah, that's, so you go to manscaped.com. Yeah. Promo code Love Wrestling.
It's
you
nice
get 20% off.
Feels good about you because you smell good, you look good, you feel good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Very easy. Very easy.
20% off.
I know. We got Lawrence in the chat.
We did not get a 20% off discount.
Oh, what?
Why
are you hitting buttons?
Because everything's all messed up. Man.
You know what? There's one fast rule we've had since episode 3. It's Pluggo doesn't hit the buttons.
Everything's all messed up. I'm not kidding.
Nothing ain't up, bro.
I don't see nothing. I don't see no comment.
What do you mean you don't see nothing?
I only see.
Well, do you see our 2 guests I'm bringing on right now?
That's what I was trying to say before you yelled at me. We're supposed to be good.
Yeah, it's almost like I maybe am the host of the show. And you just let me do my thing, huh?
I thought we were co-hosts. I thought we were tied together like a marriage. Oh, I realized that you're the guy driving the bus now. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I was going to say we did not get 20% off these amazing guests that we're fighting in front of. Mom and Dad are fighting against. Sorry. But we got big money, Drew, of firmly AEW. We're going to firmly beard it out tonight. And Mr. Warren Hayes. Gentlemen, welcome in. Hey, now the comments.
Yeah, they're all coming in now.
They were saying
you need to grow the beard to match me. I'm getting mine trimmed soon, so it'll actually probably match him. I'll be a little, And then we got Spencer saying too much handsome for one screen, and he says, F the budget. This is just overly handsome.
Oh, look at
And
that.
then we got
Warren,
Sully
you
as
can
well
afford your
saying,
plant waterer now.
"Yeah, no." And we got
Nice
Sully
Sully.
saying, "Oh my God, they all have beards," and Lawrence is pumped, Heartbreak Kid style, pumped. Gotta love it. You gotta
I will
love
say I do try to grow my beard out like JPJ, but I don't have the patience or the dedication to like make sure it doesn't look like this.
it. Yeah, but it's getting to the point now where it's like
No.
too long that even if I try, it's still,
Oh
you know.
yeah.
I'm just like, ah.
I've had it almost Pluggo length a couple of times.
Yeah.
But
This is about the limit for me. I might have to get it trimmed, but you know. What about and then we've got Warren? He gonna grow out the JPJ beard.
I don't have the genetics to pull it off. Mine is very special. I could do like I could go all throwback and do like the thing here. What do you call that?
Goatee?
Goatee.
The
Fu Manchu?
goatee. Well, I could probably pull off a Fu Manchu. It's very dense, like
Here.
over the lip and the chin right down to here. But on the sides here, it's very light, very sparse.
Got it.
I can't do it. I've tried.
You know, I was just blessed, I guess. I don't know. I had problems. Literally, I was patchy. I was terrible. And then one time for a friggin' Halloween costume, I dressed up as Rex Ryan, the old NFL head coach. I dressed up and I completely shaved. The last time I was ever completely shaved, I was like 23 or something like that. And I shaved it off. I was like, I got to do it. And then it just grew back.
Yeah.
Well,
Fun fact, Rex Ryan is into the feet.
Is that true?
That is true.
Good for him.
And the affiliate, I don't want to get a divorce. I'd like to work this out amicably with JPJ.
Yeah, we're fine.
We've been at this for 92 weeks now.
It's true.
And if you want to be trimming up hair, Manscaped.
Manscaped. And HCW Sports is in the
good.
house repping the boys tonight.
Yeah, Pluggo is repping HCW. But all right, like we said, we got these two fine gentlemen with us this evening because we have a major, it's true, that is 9 more weeks than WCW beat WWE in the ratings. That is true. That is true.
I can't wait to have a retrospective podcast about this podcast and completely change all the narratives of what actually happened.
Good. You could.
I like Eric Bischoff, don't get me wrong, but it's like, come on, man. You don't believe that, do you?
Oh, no.
We're not here to talk about Eric Bischoff.
No, we are
Josh
here to talk
Robinson's dreamboat.
That is true. He, again, as a silver fox, he pulls it off well, Mr. Bischoff. Pulls it off well. We have AEW Revolution to talk about. Big pay-per-view, Sunday evening. It should be a good one. We know it's going to be. We're going to see a 60-minute Iron Man match in this show. And we have 8 matches total. We have a lot to talk about. Obviously, we will address. I know, Warren, in longer form, you do an AEW Dynamite review show on your channel that comes out on this very day, Thursdays. So I know you have probably spoken greater, but we'll dabble on some stuff that happened on Dynamite last night, and then we will dive into Revolution, and we'll have ourselves some fun. But first and foremost, before we dive in, if I can I'll start with Drew and then go to Warren. Like a grade of like how excited you are. You know, there's been some talk. We talked about it last week of how the ramp up to this pay-per-view, some people haven't been overly thrilled or excited as we usually are when it comes to AEW pay-per-view. So where are you at for your excitement for this show we're getting on Sunday night?
This is a tough one because I got to say, I think it's probably the least I've been excited for an AEW pay-per-view, maybe ever. I'm gonna go B-.
All right, B- is still pretty good though. B- is still pretty good.
And there are things I am looking forward to.
Yeah,
but there's definitely some stuff where I'm just like,
fair
or why?
Yeah, yeah. Warren, I asked you the same question. How are you feeling heading into Revolution?
I'm kind of with Drew. Like there's, but yeah, I look, if we're doing comparisons, I think I was I was less excited for All Out 2022 than this year.
Okay.
I thought All Out 22 was overall just like anyway. We're not talking about that one. We're talking about this one. And I agree. Like, there's stuff on this card that we'll talk about it. Stuff that doesn't speak to me at all. Stuff that maybe hasn't been built, in a way where you're like, oh yes, yes, yes. But I feel like the things that I'm excited for more than compensate for anything else that maybe you're like, because there's 3 matches on this card where I'm just like, I am super stoked, and it does it completely for me. Yeah. B- was I'm gonna go A-.
Oh, okay. A-. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Are you a high grader? Are you a notoriously high grader?
Look,
on the curve.
In Quebec, we use percentages, so I don't know about letters.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
You don't know about letters in Canada? What's going on?
So wait, hold on.
Letters are. I got.
So when you were a wee gentleman in school, so the report cards come in percentages.
Yeah, you'd get like 78%, 82%,
okay, so that's
94% out of 100. That's how it worked. Like it took me forever to figure out that a D is a passing grade in the rest of wherever the world.
D's get degrees.
Are you sure it's the world or just not in America? They're like, we need these people. We need to work. These people need to go to work, man. We need to pass them. However, they're going to go to work anyway. That's another topic for a different type of show. Pluggo, if I could ask you the question, how excited are you for Revolution? Are you agreeing? I'm agreeing with both of them. I think by the time the show's over, we're all going to be more than happy with the show. I feel
in the chat, if you're in the chat, let us know what your letter grade is, or percentage, or if you do stars. Or my kid gets like 1 through 4s, maybe.
All right, that's fair.
But that's elementary school. He gets like a scale.
Right,
he got all 4s, and I was like, "Is that good?"
All 4s is good. That's real good, isn't it?
Pluggo was like, "That was awesome," and I was like, "Good for you, buddy. Let's go get some ice cream." But for me, I'm with you. I'm in that B range, maybe B plus ish.
Yeah.
Like, again, there are some stuff like we said that I'm questioning, but like overall, like again, you said it. We're gonna leave Revolution and go, that was much better than I expected.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
I think that's what's going to happen. Well,
I hope so, but I feel always. I feel like that's like Warren said.
I mean, CM Punk is coming back, so
you never know. You never know. It could. Legitimate. We could be discussing him tonight. We have New popping in saying hello, everyone, and hey, Mr. Warren Hayes is here. Yes, he is. Yes, I run pass fail and it passes. So he's looking forward to it so far. So, all right. Drew, you and I on Thursday mornings, we do a show, Firmly AEW, where we talk mainly about Dynamite. We haven't done it the last couple of weeks because of shoot job stuff and things like that. On Dynamite the last couple of weeks, is there anything that has really stuck out to you as like what you're really been digging? Because I know the last time we did Firmly AEW, that episode of Dynamite was maybe the worst episode in the history of Dynamite a few weeks ago. It was not a real good episode.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It was just a random off week a couple weeks ago. But and like, what are you really feeling heading into the pay-per-view? Like, what are the things that you're really sticking out to you?
Well, mainly as much as I'm not really that much of a fan of how long the matches are going to be. Just because AEW pay-per-views go 5 hours already.
Well, it's only 8 matches, so they've definitely lowered the number of matches, because we got one that's going to take an hour.
Hasn't happened yet. Could throw one or 2 more. I am looking forward to MJF and Bryan Danielson because I love those two. I love their segment on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to the women's triple threat because I just want to see how that goes. I haven't really been a huge fan of how they got here, but I'm still at least generally interested in what happens at the pay-per-view.
Yeah, for sure. And
Can I just ask really
Yeah.
quick, did Jamie Hayter wear the same thing on Wednesday that she wore last Wednesday?
Hey,
Felt like she was in the same outfit.
have you never worn the same clothes again?
Yeah, right.
What is this?
Never.
Are
I'm
you-
bougie, bro. As soon as I
Yeah,
take this off, I'll never wear it again.
Torch it. Is that what you do? You don't go bring it to Goodwill. You toss it in your fire pit, right?
Yeah, you know,
I mean,
the top 1%er, bro.
I feel like, maybe for a good month straight, Randy Orton would come out in black trunks, and nobody ever asked, "Hey, was the same trunks you wore last week?"
No, she was not drinking.
Brock has no clothes.
I'm talking. No. No, I'm not shaming anybody. I just asked because I thought she wore the same thing last week.
You know what, Ophelia? I think he is shaming women's outfits now. I think.
Let's go down this road.
Pluggo.
I think this is what's happening. Hashtag cancel the beards. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man.
What is this?
I mean, bro, you brought it up. You did that to yourself.
I didn't shame her. I'm just asking. It looked like
she wear the same outfit too.
Oh, here we go, Lawrence. Hashtag cancel Pluggo. Oh no. Wow. Well, 92 episodes. We had a good run.
Good run.
We had a good run. We had a good run. Hopefully we can at least get through talking about this pay-per-view.
But she was doing her promo. I was like, this reminds me a lot of last week. And then I was like, wait a minute. I think that's the same top as last week. It wasn't like a bad thing. I've been known to wear the same pair of pants a couple days in a row. I'm not judging. I just was wondering if I was crazy.
Bro, you can't make me laugh. I'm a little under the weather. You can't make me laugh too much. Be coughing up a storm. Who fears the beards? No one's, brother. No one.
No, dig it up.
No, dig up, stupid. No, dig up.
2 weeks in a row, I'm just getting yelled at.
Oh, man. Good stuff.
Pluggo cancel party. That's headlined by the boss. Well, I guess.
Yeah, the boss sent that. All right. Drew, you had mentioned the segment last night. And obviously it's the main event, so we'll talk about it last. But the promo Daniel Bryan had last night. I did it again. The promo Bryan Danielson
cancel you for
had last night.
Name. You shamed Daniel Bryan's name.
No. No.
Cancel.
Lauren says, I can't wait to represent Pluggo when he starts his cancel culture podcast.
No.
Oh man, that's
Pluggo. All I ask
is good.
You do not start it saying "up yours, woke moralists." That's all I ask. Okay.
Oh man, that's good. That's good. Then Pluggo joining in on himself, just saying, "Yeah, cancel Pluggo." Oh,
fuck that guy. Piece of shit.
Rock and roll, man. That is a time. The cancel culture podcast. Oh,
we'll see who cancels who.
Pluggo's doing color commentary on XPW shows. That's the next
yeah. Oh man, what a time. That's good.
I've been demoted to the NXT podcast.
Oh man. Okay. Back and scene. All right. So
unstoppable. You only have a gray beard between December 1st and 26th.
No, you can have a gray or white beard as long as you want. As long as it looks as good as this, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. That's what I'll say about that. But all right, no, Bryan Danielson. It was short and sweet. It was, 4 or 5 minutes. It was a quick little promo.
He said the F word too.
He did. And how often does Bryan Danielson say the F word? Truly.
Probably all the time.
But never on a promo.
Oh yeah, I'm sure every week in the locker room he's cursing up a storm.
Oh yeah, of course.
He's probably smoking his Marlboro. Just like fucking kids.
Yeah. It was so good though. Like MJF comes out and you expect him to do his normal MJF stuff, and Danielson just goes, "No, buddy, shut up. This is me right now." And I think this was really I can't think of a better promo he's done, at least since he's been in AEW. Maybe one of the early ones. I know the ones with Mox was pretty good in those times, but I don't know. For as short and sweet as it was, I loved it. I think it because when he was Daniel Bryan, promo. He's known for his wrestling clearly way more than he is his talking, but he was always a pretty good promo. He could get the crowd fired up. That's what he could do. And I thought last night was perfect. And MJF's reactions, how he was walking down, and then he kind of was like stopped in his tracks, stepped back a little bit, and then the face at the end when he did drop the F-bomb, and MJF's looking like scared. I just thought it was perfectly done. Perfectly done. Warren, obviously, I listen to your weekly AEW review show, but that closing segment, what did you think about it?
Oh, it was excellent. It was excellent. And I am not a fan of main event segments, main event promos. I think a main event is a match. You finish your wrestling. It's like it's like a comedy. Why would you finish your comedy on a drama? No, of course not. You finish it with wrestling, right? But so when I was instinctively disfavorable to it, but holy smokes, that was. It was excellent, just excellent. And like you pointed out, JPJ, I think the biggest thing is that you expect MJF to come out and he's like, oh, here we go again. Mm-hmm. But no, Danielson, not only did Danielson command it, MJF had no response, had nothing to say. He just completely shut him down. And that was a nice little refreshing twist within the story at the same time, because MJF, that's all he's been about, right? All of his promos, week in, week out. It was just absolutely fantastic. It has continued to cement in my brain that Bryan Danielson.
I take full. I started the trend.
Drink.
Yeah, I know, right?
It continued to cement the hypothesis that I have in my brain that Bryan Danielson is the greatest North American pro wrestler to ever do it. Because this is a guy that the Booker man told him, look, we're doing this week. And you're going to go out there and you're going to sell some tickets. Here you go. And what did he? And that's exactly what he did.
He was in the same hoodie too as last week.
Was he really? I thought it looked familiar.
Just to be fair.
Don't try it now, Pluggo.
Don't just to be fair. No, it was awesome.
It was awesome.
I feel you. It was censored for us US folks.
Yeah,
I had to find it online. But
it was a weird censor too. Like it wasn't just like a beep. It was like the whole line disappeared and the crowd got louder and then it got quiet. It was very odd. But either way.
To be fair, before you put that comment on this.
Yeah, I'm gonna put
when the main event was Danielson doing the promo, and I was like, all right, MJF's gonna come out. It's gonna, and I no disrespect, but I was like, it's gonna be the same thing. He goes after but Danielson basically did the B Rabbit from 8 Mile on him and said, you're gonna say I suck, you're gonna talk about my kids. No, you're going to shut up and listen. And it was perfect. It was a great way to end the show. And when he did curse, I was like, oh my God.
And and just everything he said when he was, I fought retirement. I fought the authority he threw in there, which was a great reference, obviously. It was I felt like he reminded everybody a little bit that he was like, yeah, I can do this part of it too. Like I wasn't the top guy in that company for no fucking reason. You know what I mean? Like I can do whatever I need to do to hype a match, to sell some tickets, to let you know that, I'm an all-time great wrestler, but like I can do this part too. Like it was really
I'd hate to say let him win because
well, we're gonna talk about it. There are some people that think he might. Go ahead. All right, Drew's raising his hand, so we're gonna talk about it. Spencer says Bryan Danielson is a weird way to pronounce Bret Hart. I think that was to Warren. But
you can yell, Warren. The check is cleared.
Look, imagine. This is what I say about Bryan Danielson, knowing how I feel about Bret Hart. So imagine how objective I'm being.
Hey, listen. The check's here. Thanks for it.
Yeah. We made sure you guys got taken care of.
So the other day, I don't remember who it was on Twitter. God, what a fucking awful place that is. I saw the idea of Danielson winning floating. And
Taryn from accounting. We have a person in accounting.
Yeah.
She takes care of
all $1.32 of it.
Wow, Haley. 133. I'll take it.
So I didn't think about it before this was like a narrative that was going around. But man, what a nice surprise out of nowhere thing it would be for Danielson to win on Sunday. Just to have this version of
Mm,
MJF go absolutely apeshit. Just total paranoia, total just vicious heel piece of shit that, I mean, we already know he can be,
mhm.
but I feel like throwing in the addition of his fiancée leaving him as a shoot, by the way,
Yeah. Yeah.
um, there is an interesting story that could be told here where the only thing that matters to him now is that belt. But what if he didn't have that belt anymore? Now he has nothing. And now he's got to fight for that belt again, the only thing that he cares about. Because listen, at the end of the day, okay, he win MJF wins on Sunday, on to the next opponent.
Mhm.
I think it's more interesting if he loses on Sunday.
Oh, definitely be more interesting, I think.
Because the story that you can tell could set up a real monster babyface run for him at the end of the year, or maybe even beginning of next year when that 2024 stuff is over.
Mm,
Um, and I think we know that he has the potential to be an absolute top tier babyface,
mhm.
be not a douchebag, but all we know him as is a douchebag. So I don't know. I feel like pulling a shock victory for Danielson and having just the absolute bottom of the barrel vicious heel run because MJF has lost every single thing that has meant the most to him. I think that's a more compelling story.
I mean, I don't think you're necessarily wrong. I don't think you're necessarily wrong. All right. We're going to dive in, and we're definitely going to talk about that match more. It is the main event, so we'll get our official picks and stuff as we build to it. But as of right now, and like Drew said, there still is Rampage tomorrow. So who knows? Maybe another one match, maybe two. But where you have an 8-match card, there were a couple matches officially added last evening on Dynamite. And one of those matches, you want to talk about something that happened on Dynamite, that Christian Cage, when he took that promo to man.
Beautiful.
And man, great.
Easy
Christian
money,
Cage,
Christian Cage, baby.
you don't like Christian Cage. You're not a Christian Cage guy. You're not a Christian Cage guy up there, which is fine. But when you talk about a young man's dad like that, incredible.
It was
Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry, and this is going to be a no holds barred match. Obviously, this feud has gone on for a very long time. It was delayed because of Christian's legitimate injury, but he is back. He is healthy. And I think, honestly, the last 2 or 3 weeks since he's come back, they've really ramped it up to like, even though it's been so long that this feud's going on and there was that big gap where nothing was happening, this is one of the matches I'm looking forward to on Sunday. I think it's going to be really, really good. I'll slide a Pluggo. I'll let you go first.
just from the jump, I'm just going to say, if you're not a fan of blood in wrestling, this is not going to be the pay-per-view for you.
Yeah, someone tell Bubba Ray Dudley to not buy the show.
Bubba Ray, go like this. He's going to be going like this on Sunday. Bubba's going to be like, oh my gosh, they're bleeding. Like it's every match on this card is going to have blood. Yeah, no, that last night, that was good. That was good stuff. I like the edge to Jungle Jack Perry. I don't know if they're still calling him Jungle Boy. I know JR was pushing very hard to stop that. But no, I'm interested. I don't know if this feels like it should be the end of the feud finally, because it feels like it's been going on for so long. But like you said, the injury, it's kind of like reignited my okay, I could see this go on maybe to Double or Nothing, do it one more time. But I mean, that last night, I'm just still like, that sold me a ticket to all right, you can throw that on this pay-per-view and I'd be super excited. I think Jungle Boy has to win. I just don't see. I mean, I don't see any other way around it. In my opinion, I could be wrong. The rest of you guys can chime in and tell me what you think. But like, I just feel like he needs this more than Christian Cage. And that's not because I'm not a Christian Cage guy. It's just because I think you need to establish Jungle Boy as a serious threat going forward if you want to, you know.
Also, you have to remember, and I wasn't a fan of them doing this at the time. I'm still not a fan because there was no need for it at all. Even though they knew Christian was injured, they still had that match at All Out.
Yeah.
Christian won pretty decisively and a very quick match. And I'm like, what the hell was the point of that?
And they also didn't need to do it, and they did it anyway, and they got rid of my boy Marco's stunt. And this is a perfect opportunity for him to come back and take care of business and low blow Christian Cage or something. Marco, I'm rooting for you, buddy. All right, I'm done. All right, I'm off.
I know. I did see. I don't know if it was yesterday or 2 days ago. He had posted that he had some really serious injuries. Hoping that he gets well and is able to get back to doing what we
that's my weekly plug to get Marco Stunt back.
Truly, he does it every week. He talks about how much he wants Marco Stunt back. Pluggo, I mean, I agree. I think Jungle Boy needs to win this match. Especially, you know, he's been saying, hey, I'm going to win a singles title this year. Like, I'm going to break through. This is the year that I'm going to do it. And then you had Christian last night on his promo saying, no, buddy, I'm going to beat you on Sunday. And this is the year that I'm going to win a title and stuff like that. So I do think Jungle Boy needs to beat Christian on Sunday, but I'm expecting this to be one of the better matches of the evening. I'll slide it over to Warren and get your opinion on what you're feeling about this match right here.
Yeah, no, I think the return of Christian Cage has been handled perfectly. You know, a lot more action than talk, which is always a win in my book. I think was compelling, but what he pulled off on Dynamite last night was exquisite. That was incredible. And the audience wanted to set him on fire. It was so excellent. I also agree. Jungle Boy needs to move on. You know, for the reasons that were mentioned, singles run, like he's been earmarked for a singles run. It's just as simple as that. But I think the understated thing that we could talk about too, that we or at least need some underscoring, is that Christian needs to move on as well. Yeah, and he needs to move up the card because there is many vacancies in AEW in regards to top heels. You're telling me right now Christian Cage couldn't be involved in a top tier, a top 3 match in AEW anywhere right now? I wouldn't believe you. He's really, really up there. He's just a heat machine. It's ridiculous. So Jungle Boy, yes, but Christian's going to go in that match and he's going to work his ass off to make Jungle Boy look like a superstar. That's his job. That's what he has to do. That's plain and simple. But then after, I want the Christian Cage run. I want the Christian Cage run in AEW. I want him to be a top heel. I want him to be Ricky Starks' next guy. That's
what nice. That'd be a good one. That'd be a real good one.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. I think the story that they've had, and again, it's gone for a long time due to other circumstances, but the story that they originally planted that we're finishing on Sunday with Jungle Boy is what Christian should be there for. He should be the veteran, established, well-known Hall of Fame guy that can still go, still talk, still relevant, who's there to have killer feuds with young talent and give them credibility and still pick up good victories and look like that's what he's there for. And this one has obviously been delayed for a while because of things, but yeah, Ricky Starks is a perfect guy. Like those are the type of guys that Christian Cage should be feuding with as he works his way up that, like that's a really good example there. Who are you? Are you officially picking Jungle Boy, Warren?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Are we all in agreement that we think Jungle Boy is?
You know what I would have
Pretty
liked?
sure.
You know what I thought he was doing when he was digging the grave last night?
Yeah.
You know, because
Buried
I thought
alive
it was a little
match.
corny.
Buried alive match.
Thank God, no. But I thought it was a little corny. But I thought what he was going to do, because Christian had just cut a promo saying you don't have what it takes. You don't have the killer instinct. You're not a man. You don't have what it takes to be a man, kind of thing. I thought, what better way to show him would be to bury the Jungle Boy gimmick. I am no longer Tarzan Kid. I'm going to put my Jungle Boy kit into the ground and bury it. And as of now, I'm Jack Perry, and the man, right? I'm no longer a gimmick. I'm no longer, Tarzan Boy, essentially. That's what I thought he was going to do. But then it turned out to be a Christian Cage tombstone.
I thought Undertaker was going to show up behind Perry.
Yeah, and just
finally.
Yeah, Christian was so good last night. Even the subtle things like him lifting Renee's arm up a little bit, like, you bring this mic closer to me. Like the subtle things that he did. It was just, oh man, it was really good. It's just a Hall of Fame guy going, yeah, like I'm still really good at this, guys. I'm still really good at this. All right, another match that was added officially last night that is going to be for the Trios Championship. We saw the Elite kind of make their entrance on Dynamite last night. We heard "Carry On My Wayward Son," great tune that is, and the lights came on for a split second, and then they went black, and then we saw the House of Black holding up the Trios titles, standing over the Fallen Elite. And it was officially added later on in the evening that for the Trios Championships, it will be the House of Black versus the Elite. This is another match, like Pluggo said, after the promo last night, I was like, yeah, you can add this match to Sunday, when he was talking about Christian and Jungle Boy, not because of the promo that happened, but just because of the 6 people involved. Like, this match is going to rule on Sunday. It should be really, 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 really good. I don't know who wants to jump on first here.
What if it doesn't? What if this, it's gonna be? Don't get me. What if they're like, oh my god, this was the worst match these 6 guys have ever had in their career?
I guess there's a possibility for it. I don't envision it happening. I don't expect it to happen, but I wouldn't mind the House of Black beating them for those titles. But I don't think that's going to happen this early. But it'd be nice. That's what I'm rooting for. Yeah, I don't know any one of you that want to jump in and take this one, but this match would be a great opener, I think, on Sunday. I think it would be a great opener.
I do agree, and everybody's waiting for the Kenny Omega Buddy Matthews. Who is the better Kenny Omega match?
Will we do the Spider-Man point, right?
It's going to be a great match because we know that the matches are generally great. They always deliver.
Yep.
And I do also agree. I think that the Elite are going to retain. Will that set up a certain return for a couple of people?
Maybe.
If and I'll tell you now, if we know that the main event is going to be MJF and Bryan Danielson, but man, if this is close to the main event or maybe like middle of the card, certain people might show up.
But wouldn't those
make it interesting.
Kind of overshadow the rest of the show if they showed up in the middle of this thing?
Potentially. That's probably
I
why
want it to happen.
They'll throw the women's match after it. That's why.
It's funny because it's true.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what I'm going to do next. We're going to talk about the women's match next. That's what we're going to do. But well, what if this was at the beginning of the show and you had a big return after the first match? Then by the time you get to maybe I don't know.
Boss.
It's probably. I mean, any return is probably not going to end up happening yet. But
hi,
boy,
Mrs.
Pluggo. We got Mrs. Pluggo coming in saying hello. How you doing? Yeah. I actually thought that FTR was going to be the Joker in the battle royal last night, and that obviously did not happen. Which is whatever. That's fine. I mean, I've said it before. I'm not the only one, but
sorry to cut you
Yeah.
off though, but that's why I think maybe the return is coming.
like they're
for
saving
this.
it. They're like, you're not going to return then. Like, we're going to get you
Because
over here.
The
why
big man
throw
and the
them?
medium-sized man and our buddy in the back.
Yeah.
Why would you have them in the tag title picture if you're gonna have them going for something else? So
It's true, and I truly do believe that is the biggest money match that AEW has in their pocket. If everyone can be adults in the room and make some money and do things, FTR and CM Punk versus the Elite for those trios titles, that could main event Double or Nothing if they wanted that. If they
which
could,
is
and they're
as
healthy,
they say,
if everyone's healthy and good to go, and they're adults,
they
that's
say,
a main event pay-per-view match. Even though it's a trios match, that is main event. And
they say that Double or Nothing is their WrestleMania.
That's how they view it.
That's the next one coming up.
Or it's their top two. Them and that and All Out are the top two. They're clearly a level above Full Gear and Revolution. But I'm just saying that's the biggest match they have. I think the Elite will retain, obviously. But like I said, I would love the House of Black. I'm glad they're back. They're full. They've been back for a little bit, but I'm glad they're back. I would like to see those titles on them, sooner than later, in my opinion. Warren, how you feeling about the trios match? Obviously a very quick build to it.
Yeah, but who cares?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's how I feel.
Here's the thing that you also have to consider, right? Like there's 5 title matches on this show, right? Would we agree that within the 5 titles that are on this card tonight, the trios titles are maybe the least prestigious of the 5 just because of their recency? The others all have history.
Yeah.
For the sake of the argument, let's say they're the least prestigious of the 5, which is not taking anything away. This is the 5th title match on a card. This is perfect build for a 5th from the top match. You know what I mean? It's like, what more do you want? Plus, but the thing is that the build is itself. The match is the build itself, because we're all in agreement here. This match is going to rule. Everyone has match of the year expectations from this match, and I don't think it's unfair, because you have 6 top workers, 6 tippy top workers, one of whom is one of the best wrestlers in the world right now. There's nothing wrong out of how this has been handled. I will take this maybe on a different slant though, because the CMFTR stuff is super interesting and compelling, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, as it stands right now, it's all speculation, but it's fun. We've all got our tinfoil hats on. It's a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. But let's say we stay within the confinement of the puzzle pieces that we have right now. We have seen in the past that Tony Khan doesn't only use his pay-per-views as conclusions to feuds. Sometimes he will use them to springboard them. I would not be surprised at all if the Elite and the House of Black continue after this, because I talked about it myself, but I'm not going to get into all the details because I talked about it for 15 minutes and we do want to move on here. But, in this match are 6 guys whose position in AEW is very, very, everyone's scratching their chins and wondering, oh, what's next? There's some very clear rumors with Kenny Omega, the Malachi Black and Buddy Matthews. There's been speculation going back to last summer, fall, a lot of things have been quieted, but still, there feels like there's still some limbo, nothing to make us convinced that Tony's ready to go all in, no pun intended, on either of these 2 teams, right? These 2 factions. So, what's the next step moving forward for anyone, depending on who loses, right? Because let me tell you one thing, it is going to get really interesting real fast if the Elite drop the titles. Yeah, which I don't think they will, but if they do, that's a clear indication of something or another. I'll tell you. What.
And we have, before Pluggo, I want we hear what you think about this. We have Josh Robinson popping in the chat saying hello.
Josh,
Hi, Josh.
buddy.
Always good to see you, my friend.
I know Josh is excited because footy's back.
Footy's back. Josh is in. He's been, I'm proud of Josh. He's been doing a lot of good work to better himself, and now footy's back, and that's his exciting time of the year. And I'm proud. I'm proud of Josh. I love Josh around here. So, Pluggo, trios match. How you feeling?
Yeah,
cool.
bitches.
Great.
That's how I'm feeling.
Great.
Yeah,
Love
bitches.
that. Love that. Love when I ask you a question you don't answer.
I was reading the awesome comments. You know what? I'm interacting with our fans, bro. For me, like where I was at, if like Warren said, you take all the conspiracy, nothing's confirmed. It's all kind of funsies to take it out of there. I have to try. He's not coming back. I keep telling myself, like every pay-per-view, I get excited. It's a sickness. But I had the House of Black based on that last night. I had the House of Black going over the Elite because of all that speculation. Maybe it's like you put it on the House of Black, because what else are they going to do, right? Like give them the trios run, and then maybe let Kenny get involved in other things on AEW. Maybe move him up the card a little bit. I just have that feeling. Maybe have the Bucks like get into the tag team title.
I feel like the tag team division could use a little.
I don't want to disrespect the 4 teams out, that are involved in the tag match, but it's not the Young Bucks and FTR. And if you don't have Punk in the fold, you need to start doing something with FTR. And we've all said they're pegged for the title. So I think the House of Black actually might have a shot here. I'm leaning towards them winning. Right, I don't feel great about it. But I'm just sitting there going, the Bucks. I don't think the Bucks and Omega are best uses in the trios division. Am I wrong? Anybody, like, you guys are allowed to say Pluggo can't cancel?
No, I agree. I thought they were the perfect team to be the first trios champions.
But now,
and then what happened. And then they came back. They did the best. It is what it is. I didn't think they needed to win that best of 7. To be honest with you, I knew they were gonna, but I didn't think they needed to. I think them just coming back was big enough. You know what I mean? I think if you got Kenny Omega on your roster, the guy should be floating around the world title at all times, or at least not all times, but like, I don't know.
It was the best decision to strap them up with the trios belts, and it's the best one to have them carry the run right now, because look, it's like Cody in the TNT title, it's like Jericho in the AEW world title. It's like you're opening up a new belt. Get people on there that can create some prestige around them. Make it feel like it's world title worthy. That's the point. It's like, Kenny Omega, and Young Bucks, but who in a trios? Okay, this is a big deal. You know what I mean? Like, that's, to me, that's more significant. Because otherwise, what?
You're not wrong either.
No, I don't disagree. And I do think when they have matches like hopefully the one on Sunday should be, and they have the best of 7 with Death Triangle and stuff. And when they're having those type of matches all the time, it's a quick way to get those titles to be prestigious, because oh man, these trios title matches are always incredible. They're always really, really good. And then once you feel like they're a little bit more established, I guess that's when you can probably be like, all right, let's.
You could do House of Black and the Elite best of 7, because you got to use that theme again.
Yeah. Oh man,
I love that. NBA and NBC was my jam.
Yeah.
So you guys are all going Elite, and I went House of Black.
Yeah, I think the Elite. Yeah.
I'm writing these down actually. Like, I'm actually trying to be a productive member of society today.
It's you.
I know, right? I'm gonna be bougie about it. Well, roundtable.
Oh, we got roundtable popping in. Always good to see you. How we doing, friends? We're talking some AEW Revolution, and the next match we will talk about, we'll have the Jericho Appreciation Society banned from ringside, as we will see Chris Jericho taking on Ricky Starks. I think this
sorry,
is a similar
he's absolute Ricky Starks.
Absolute Ricky
Jesus.
Starks. And Roundtable saying that he believes the Elite will win the trios match as well.
Yeah, if you're in the chat, tell us who you think are going to win these matches.
Yes, please let us know in the chat who you think. And I agree with you. I think this is a very similar situation to Christian and Jungle Boy for me. I think Ricky Starks should win. I think this. I'm not really sure still. I understand how they did it on Dynamite a couple weeks ago, where he kind of like tricked Jericho, was trying to be smart, and then he ended up being a little too smart for himself, and he got tricked by. I thought that was funny. Nice. I enjoyed it. I liked it. But I think Ricky Starks could be doing something else right now. But I have Ricky Starks.
What could he be doing else? I hear this a lot. What could Ricky Starks be doing else right now than being in a feud with a timer and being on TV every week? Tell me what else he could be doing.
It's true. I don't know. He put me in my place. It's fine. I hear this a lot. I know. I don't know.
What is better right now? Right now, what is better than what is better for Ricky Starks right now than being in a feud with Chris Jericho, who he beat clean as a whistle, got rid of all of the JAS guys. And yes, we're circling back around for this pay-per-view because hopefully Ricky Starks is going to get the definitive win once again. He already has it.
Roundtable says TNT.
Roundtable says, what about going after the TNT title right now?
Again, Samoa Joe, so that he could get tossed around by Samoa Joe? Samoa Joe is not. I love Samoa Joe, but he is not Chris Jericho. I don't know. This is the crux of the situation. If he was feuding with Darby Allin or Samoa Joe or Christian Cage, you'd be like, sure, okay, then throw it out. But this is Chris Jericho that he's feuding with. And I'll be damned if it hasn't elevated him, because he is getting huge reactions every week. Like I see the discourse and the commentary. What do they call it? The Jericho vortex? Is that what they call it?
Yeah. Every feud lasts forever, or something like that.
But I think you are not looking at the end result here, and that is Ricky Starks. It has officially been elevated in this feud. He has been. He's been. I've had people in my Discord for the longest time being, where's Ricky Starks? Where is he this week? Where's Ricky Starks? Suddenly, he's on TV
every week, and now people are complaining.
He's beating a guy who beat two legends in one night, and he's on TV and he's doing that. And then they're like, man, I wish Ricky Starks would get out of this feud. Like, what do you want? What's wrong? We're getting a Ricky Starks. He's being built before our eyes. I don't understand.
Is it the Yaz fatigue more than it's Ricky? I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
Drew, follow that, buddy.
Yeah. That's going to be hard. Especially since I am one of the people that was not really a fan of, him just continuing. I think, what the bigger thing is? I think what would have helped is if they did this in reverse and didn't have Ricky just have the definitive win, and then all of a sudden he's trying to fight Jericho again, even though he won already. That part of it, I think, was a little weird. And if they didn't do that first match, maybe it would feel a little better, because like, why is Ricky Starks going into a gauntlet match to face a guy that he already beat clean as a sheet?
Because he screwed him up.
He tricked him.
No, but I liked now, and we, when we on our show that week, I liked actually that he, and that I think if you don't remember the last time we were on our show, JPJ, and I said, oh, there's that one thing that was a really shock that I couldn't remember.
Mm-hmm.
It was that I wasn't expecting Ricky to lose that goal, but he did lose. And I actually liked that he lost.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that it was going to be over there, but then, and then it wasn't. But for, to their credit, I do like how it went after that. I loved last week's segment, that with the, the meme faces.
Yeah, he did the little smart.
He's so good at.
He's like, I got him.
That was so great.
Yeah.
It was.
Now my
Click of the pen. Ooh,
Oh, that was great
Oh,
too.
and
And
the-
Jericho, yeah, get a pen over for crying out loud.
the old,
got me excited.
you're on the list.
Yeah.
Movement. My biggest worry about this is that I feel like there's a specific reason why the Jericho Appreciation Society aren't going to be allowed at ringside, because somebody else who's not in the Jericho Appreciation Society is going to pop up and maybe join Yas afterwards, and that's Action Andretti.
And that's what it
Oh,
is.
is that what that? So that's a lot of the discourse is saying that they're thinking Andretti possibly turns
Yeah.
on Ricky Starks.
And I'm just like, why, bro?
Roundtable can agree. Says truth, action. Yep, I see that. So
I
Roundtable
just-
might be in agreement there.
I just don't want that, please.
Same.
Action is just a perfectly great, fired up young babyface wrestler that doesn't need to be thrown into, and sorry, Warren, I'm gonna say it, the Jericho Vortex, where he doesn't really get to shine as much because it's all about Chris Jericho in the end, who I love. I love Chris Jericho.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not saying that to disparage him in any way, but Santana and Ortiz, Sammy Guevara, Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia, I think, fared better than the rest of them. He actually had
I think he's leaning into. I'm ready to counter argue anyone who says Daniel Garcia doesn't have a personality now.
Oh God, that's crazy.
He's
People say
so
that.
good now.
Yeah. Now I would have said I'm okay with Action Andretti in Jericho Appreciation Society if they kicked out Daniel Garcia.
Mhm.
And Action was the one to really spearhead that, and on Chris Jericho's direction, of course, but because like they were teasing the Daniel Garcia, is he in, is he not in, and then the teaming up with Sammy, which was supposed to, what I thought was it was supposed to make us think, oh well, now he's going to get fed up with Yas, and then they're going to do a whole beatdown angle, and he's going to be kicked out and whatever. But then now the past few weeks, he's been like really on Sammy's side. So I just don't know anymore what they're doing with him. But I love Daniel Garcia, and he's incredibly entertaining, as well as Action Andretti. But I just don't want Action to be, or anybody for that matter, to cause Jericho to win.
Yeah.
I
kind of
just
want
want Ricky clean done with this feud.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
that's what I was going to ask. So do we all think Ricky Starks is winning?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we
I'm 50-50 on it.
Do we think he wins and they continue this, maybe keep it going? Because Warren, like you said, it's what next for Ricky. So that now you got me thinking, because I think Ricky's going to win, but what would be next? I know you mentioned Christian Cage, but then how do you get there that quick, maybe? So do you think we'll see this go maybe a couple more weeks, maybe a blow off at like I don't know if they got like a Battle of the Belts or something coming up, or like a special, like a St. Patrick's Day smash or something like that.
Sure. Look, I think it. Look, if this feud continues, then all the Jericho Vortex people are right.
They're gonna be like, "Told you, Warren." They're gonna be your
told you, Warren. Exactly.
Got him.
And I think that Action Andretti or anybody interfering on behalf of Jericho makes it continue.
Maybe Action Andretti is ready for his Yas acceptance speech. Maybe he's joining the Yas.
Yeah. There you
Screws
go.
over
the
Ricky.
Vortex of Jericho. It sucks you in, man.
Good job, Spence.
That's a good one. Yeah. So Drew, you said you're dead on 50-50, or are you like, do you have a pick?
I am dead on with it because I can really see both of them happening and see one happening over the other.
I can't write 50-50 into the notes, Drew.
Okay, Ricky.
Put 'em on the glass, brother.
Ricky. All right. So we're all there. We're all there with Ricky. Even though it wouldn't shock me if something happened like that with Jericho and somebody.
I mean, Action Andretti
Could be
is
who?
a very sports
Post-match.
entertaining type name.
What is it? What'd you say?
Action Andretti's kind of sports entertaining in the name, so maybe he turns on Ricky joins yes, and we get this at Double or Nothing. Oh.
Sure, it's possible. All right.
He has to go through all of them again.
No.
Let's not do that. We have a four-way, a fatal four-way tag team match.
Nope, it's not fatal.
It's not fatal.
No,
it's just a regular four-way.
Fatal four ways are a WWE.
Oh, WWE thing. All right, so we have a four-way tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team
because we're
Championships.
super concerned with IP and copyright over here
funny.
on Beards.
It's funny.
Roundtable.
It's not fatal because boy, does it sure seem lifeless.
Oh!
I see what he did. I see what he did
Wait,
there.
wait,
Hey, we
wait,
need that
wait,
sound
say it
effect.
again.
Roundtable saying he's pissed about this. He's pissed about this, but
Drew,
we have
say
the
that
guns.
Again. You got to say that again. We got to do the gimmick. Say it again.
Wait,
What
is
was
it?
that line?
He's pissed about this.
I have to hit the line again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hit the line again.
Okay. Well, it's funny it's not called fatal because it sure seems lifeless.
Oh my God. Got it. Okay. I should have had that.
I
earlier.
kid you not. Every week when we get off air, Pluggo always goes, "Man, whole basement's soaked down here now." I go, well, you do it every week. You're spitting to.
There's just
Anyway.
there's just water in this general direction.
We have the Guns defending the AEW World Tag Team Championships against the acclaimed Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, and the winners of the Casino Battle Royal last night, Orange Cassidy and Danhausen. Yeah. So this match is happening. I think,
Indeed it is.
it's happening. I'm sorry. I think the Guns retain. Yeah. So Pluggo, I'll slide it over to you. That's kind of listen. It's a four-way match. Do I think it will be entertaining? Probably. I like Danhausen a lot. I like Orange Cassidy a lot. I like Anthony Bowens a lot. The rest of the gentlemen involved in this match, it
was an interesting.
very particular.
It was a decision last night to put Orange and them over in that battle royal after the All Atlantic title match he had earlier in the night with Big Bill. Shout out to Big Bill. Looks amazing.
That was a good match. Yeah,
it was a good match, but
it was good.
Yeah, it's hard to get behind this because I just haven't connected with anybody in this.
Yeah.
Four-way, it's not a non-fatal four-way match the way that maybe I thought. I mean, I love the Acclaimed, and I think there is money in them chasing it. I haven't been as big a fan of the Jeff Jarrett stuff as Warren has. He's loved it. He said he's played it perfect. I heard what you said, just like Velma heard what you said. Warren, people be listening. I think you're right. I think the Guns retain.
Gun to your head. You're picking
guns.
The
Guns to my head.
Guns to your
head. I think the Guns retain. I think there's something here with Billy. I think there's something he's gonna get involved for sure.
All right.
How could he not? I see y'all. You guys can jump in. This is free form. You don't have to wait your turn. You can yell and say, "Pluggo, you're an idiot." This is always chase the heels, but this is stupid.
The
Guns wins.
As great as the tag division is in this company,
yeah,
this is the match I'm least looking forward to.
This was the three teams that you were like, huh?
Yeah. This is like a skippable match for me, honestly. I don't usually feel that way about any AEW matches, but I'm just not feeling the Guns as tag champions at all. And then the challengers, aside from the former champions, the Acclaimed, as much as I love Danhausen and Orange Cassidy, you got a good 4 to 5 better tag teams that could have been thrown in Best Friend's place for this match. So I'm just picking the Guns to retain because Sure.
I mean, yeah, I feel very similar. Now, do you think that the best friends were slated to win this, and then they actually someone hurt, or was that like
I don't
I don't know.
know.
I don't know if they were like slated to be the fourth team,
I
and
had a
then they
lot of stuff
obviously
going
couldn't,
on
and they were like,
today.
"We'll
I would
just do
love to
this
see
instead."
Danhausen as a champion, though.
Oh
Bring
yeah,
all the
I mean, look at
gold
yeah,
into the
and
best friends, but
I was one of the plenty of people that thought FTR would be the special team at
Like
the
there
end.
was wasn't there not an announcement of a Joker, or we
No,
just think that there was going to be a Joker?
I assumed as well there was going to be a Joker.
Yeah.
And then Butcher and Blade were the last ones
The
out.
last team.
Like, are they the Joker? Or
Yeah, it was very.
well,
There was no Joker?
they never said that the Joker had to be like a surprise that nobody was expecting. The Joker is the luck of the draw, I guess, if you remember from previous casino battle.
Yeah.
royals.
Yeah, but they didn't even announce Butcher and Blade.
Right.
It was just here's Butcher and the Blade, and that's it.
It just, I guess you can't always have the Young Bucks versus Penta and
Lucha
Phoenix
Bros.
and Lucha Bros. You can't always have all those guys in the mix all the time because.
Listen, truthfully,
but it would have been nice to have some more.
I was gonna say, yeah, when you're having
team
four
fighting.
teams in a match, you can probably have one of those teams in it, even if they don't win. That elevates the match because they're in it.
Yeah. I believe that the last great Joker moment was when MJF returned, and as you can see, there's my little Joker micro brawler right there. This was the last great Joker. We never need to do a Joker again. So yeah, guns are gonna win probably, and I don't really care. So.
Warren.
I think all of this was bad. I think everything is bad about this. It's BA We're going like 1990s level.
Like Johnny B.
Like Roundtable. Just like Roundtable.
Yeah.
Bad Blood.
Yeah, Bad Blood. 2 Ds.
From the get-go, like I'm not a fan of championship matches with multi challengers in it. I think you build a contender, build a challenger, and have the challenger face the champion. As simple as that. So there's so many things here that I don't understand and that don't make sense and frustrate me because because they're trying to justify the 4-way match. The Acclaimed cashing in their rematch clause, and what a slippery slope we're starting to go down here with these rematch clauses if this becomes a thing. Cashing it in a situation that makes it harder for you to get your championship back is nonsense to begin with. Then we're having battle royals to add 2 more teams. Why not just have a little tournament to crown one contender then if you're having multiple contender matches to this? And then I'm on the record. I don't like the Acclaimed. It's not for me. It's not the act. I recognize that it's over, that it does great business, that Bowens and Castor got themselves over like champs. Like I cannot deny the work or the talent that these dudes have. I'm a huge Anthony Bowens guy, but the Acclaimed doesn't do it for me. I don't. But I also recognize that them chasing the titles is probably more fun. I think people want to support the Acclaimed, and I think this makes sense because the guns stink. Everyone agrees the guns stink. So everyone wants them to get rid of it. Danhausen and Orange Cassidy, sure, there's going to be, they're going to do the couple of fun bits, and Orange Cassidy is over like hell, and they needed this kind of little sprinkle of magic in this match. Jeff Jarrett's fantastic. I love Jeff Jarrett. I think
he's been great too.
I think he's been spot on, awesome in everything he's done, and I honestly don't care about this match. I do not care. I think it's the most underwhelming thing. I think this is the most underwhelming AEW pay-per-view match. I'm scrambling my brain right now to think of one that I would have cared for less. and I'm really trying, unless Jade fought Red Velvet at some point, which I don't think it was ever a pay-per-view match.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, this is a dud.
Yeah, I fully agree. I think it's just there's no buzz or not 1 ounce of excitement from me when I'm like, okay, like, cool.
The way they
Like,
booked Lethal and Jarrett, though, I could see them winning.
My problem with that, and again, like I'm not a huge on that team, but it's more of for me, it's the other way. Like, I appreciate Jarrett. I think Jarrett plays being a heel perfectly. That crowd wants to kill him. Like we were talking about how Christian riled up the crowd last night in that promo. I think Jarrett comes out, he's yelling at fans, gets right in their face, pointing at them. The crowd, I think Jarrett has been perfectly. I just the rest of it, with Lethal and Satnam Singh and the whole outfit isn't just hitting for me. But I think Jarrett is great. I think.
You remember that report that like the younger talent wasn't listening to the veterans? Like, could you imagine having Christian Cage and Jeff Jarrett at your just disposal
Jericho
to learn how to be a heel?
Yeah, like
and you're like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna go do.
I'm chilling.
This. I'm good. I'm gonna go play video games. No, go listen to those two. They're doing a good job. So who do we think wins? I got the Guns.
I got the Guns.
Guns all day. Warren?
Okay.
Said you didn't care.
Look, I'll tell you what. Look, the Guns, because when FTR come back, they're going to beat the Guns for.
And that's where I think the Guns hold the titles until FTR finally does come back, most likely. And the Guns buried FTR last year or earlier.
Isn't it? But I know that
thing they did.
I know that secondary titles, I know they don't like to use that term, but like they have an ebb and flow to them on how they're important. But like the tag titles were like at the beginning of AEW were like just as a big deal as like the world title. And now it seems like it's become like, they're not putting any effort into this when they said tag team wrestling is going to be at the forefront in this company. I mean, I know they said a lot of other things too that people dog them, but that was the one where it's like, no, you've got the Young Bucks as EVPs, like book this division to be a huge deal. And it's just like, we got the Guns.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens after, but yeah, I think I'm in agreement with all of us that this is easily the most underwhelming match on the show. So we'll move on. We have a match we've seen before, but a match I'm looking forward to. It is for the TNT Championship, and it will be Samoa Joe defending against one Wardlow. As Big E would say, two big meaty men slapping meat.
This has got to be. This is what I want this match to be. I want it to be an 8-minute sprint of two huge guys.
A car crash.
Yeah, not a car. Two huge guys mashing their big finishers playing 2K. This is what I want. 8 minutes in and out. We're done. And it'll be spectacular. That's what I want out of this match.
And I don't want any outside anything. I just want, like you said, these two run into each other a couple times, not knock each other over, then just go crazy.
Yep. And then we know that, as we dive in and we talk about who we think's going to win, the winner, Powerhouse Hobbs, will be waiting for the winner Wednesday night.
Great.
Yeah, because they had the triple threat. These guys are intertwined with each other. There's history with all three of these guys. So that was perfect sense. I was glad that Powerhouse came out on top in that ladder match, scared for his life on top of that broken ladder, trying to reach for that thing that was 4 inches higher than it should have been. Jesus.
Like,
I wouldn't have been able to physically do it. I would have been scared shitless. Anyway,
ladder.
But he will be waiting the winner. Drew, I'll hand it over to you. I agree with Warren. I think if they do that, 7, 8, 9 minute, let's just go type match, I think that would be incredible with these two guys. How you feeling about this match? Who you think's going to be leaving and going to face Powerhouse Hobbs on Wednesday night as the TNT champion?
I am feeling good about this one. I think this is the blow off that they need. I think I really enjoyed the how much more personal this felt with the story of Wardlow's dad I think that brought this to what it needed to be, of why this is a vicious personal thing between the two of them. And I do think that, I mean, it's the classic thing is, a heel and a babyface in a match together generally, but AEW does like to steer off of that sometimes. So and personally, I kind of feel like I'd be more interested in Samoa Joe and Hobbs. So I'm picking Samoa Joe to retain.
All right. And there we go. We have
you gotta sing.
You gotta sing, Warren.
Do I sing on your show? Okay.
Yeah.
You've done it before, I think, haven't you?
What have I done? Oh, listen. Okay.
You have. I can go get the tea.
Yeah, I think you have. Sorry.
Kristen Ashley, the first lady of the Mr. Warren Hayes show. Yeah.
But on
Beautiful.
beards.
But not beards.
Hi, Kristen. Thank you for being here.
Welcome
Thanks for
to the
saying
chat,
hello.
Kristen.
So you're thinking Drew's picking
Joe.
Samoa Joe. All right, that's fair.
Any
I'm leaning the other way.
Is that because he has the TN or the ROH TV title? Is that why you're leaning that way? Are they
partly
gonna split it?
But I think
I'm really kind of just leaning. Oh, you're saying was that to me or to JPJ?
Well, JPJ said he was kind of leaning the other way, and I
Okay.
was going to ask before he got into it. Is that because of this ROH split? Which
I mean,
ROH is on? It was on tonight.
it was.
We haven't, debut.
I mean, kind of, but not. That's not the full reason. I don't know. I just feel like, Samoa Joe and Powerhouse. I mean, no matter who wins, them versus Powerhouse Hobbs, I'm going to enjoy on Wednesday. I just feel like I just view Joe as a guy that's going to be more Ring of Honor than AEW, kind of, if that makes sense. So I guess that is part of it. But I think Wardlow moving forward, Wardlow and Hobbs is a match I would very much like to see. I think those are two future world champions down the line for AEW. I don't know. Yeah, that's where I'm just kind of leaning there. I'm happy either way. I love Samoa Joe too. So I'm happy either way.
This light bulb just went off in my head of, we're talking about Christian and Ricky, but what would be really good, I think, would be Christian.
Sorry.
Christian and Wardlow.
Christian, I think Christian could do
That could be the singles title he
great
wants,
things for Wardlow. But because I think Hobbs deserves that TNT title. I really do think that
I want Hobbs to win it on Wednesday and Hobbs to, that's what I want.
Yeah, I'm just not. I'm okay with titles switching really quickly, but I feel like Wardlow and the TNT title kind of just don't need each other anymore.
That's fair. Warren, how are you feeling? Who do you think is coming out and facing Hobbs on Wednesday?
Wardlow. And if only because I lost my mind when he did the sit down interview with JR a couple of weeks ago, because we had never seen at that point our boy Wardlow so charismatic and personable and well-spoken and just like a complete media friendly personality. It's like
not just Goldberg light, right? That's what I mean.
Yeah, but that's not.
You know what I mean.
Stop that.
I know what you're saying, but that's how they leaned into that a little bit.
No, I understand what you mean. Like not just a meathead. Like the guy sits down and he's compelling and he's earnest. And I'm listening to him and I lost my mind. I thought that was a completely underrated segment where he flexed star power. Next thing you know, AEW puts out a little press release announcing AEW All Access. And he is one of the people named on that show, along with the dentist and her boyfriend and the Bucks and Eddie Kingston. And he's on there too. And I'm like, oh, this is interesting, you know. I'm seeing a connection, you know. If I'm a PR guy, which I am, by the way, but you know, if I'm a PR guy for a wrestling company, you put that guy with a title on your TV, and in the meantime, he's on your reality show or whatever, your docuseries. I don't know exactly how we're going to call it. You know, lighten it up. If he's being as affable as he was in that interview, Jesus Christ, this guy has no limit. Like, he is going to be fantastic. So I'm kind of leaning into Wardlow winning, and I know it's going to disappoint a bunch of people when he beats Powerhouse Hobbs again.
Most likely, yep,
probably. But I like the idea of a really mad, really pissed off Powerhouse Hobbs. That makes me happy. You know, I enjoy that. A little Hobbs violence, that I like. I think that's good.
He's affable, and he's, you know, affable if he says he's getting them ladies ratings up.
But let's not be dumb.
He's both. He's a total package. I just want to point out that I've been watching the entire discourse of like, he's not as hot as he was. I'm getting sick of this. Like, yeah, he wasn't as hot as he was in the MJF feud, because that was like an all-timer for AEW, that build-up, right? Like, he's not going to reach that peak maybe for a little while. This is still good. He's still incredibly over. The docuseries thing, like you said, it's too bad Eddie Kingston quit AEW, so they're not going to be able to run that docuseries now. Damn it, Eddie! Damn you!
Just quit. That was it. Just up and quit.
But no, I think you're right. I do think they'll distinct Joe more to the ROH side of things. Wardlow step in. I think he'll be a good TNT champion. I don't know how long he's going to hold it, but I know I feel like he's going to take care of Joe. You don't cut another man's hair and let him live to tell him, you know.
I mean, that's the thing. And like, yeah. And
no, you don't.
The fact, you know, when you take it to a level where you start talking about his dad who passed away and how much that hair was a tribute to him and all these things, like, you're taking that to a real personal
behind
level.
You
100%. I lost my dad a long time ago to cancer and stuff like that. So once he started talking about that, I was like, you know, I kind of sat up in my chair like, oh, what's he talking about here? And then, you know, so like I could relate. Someone like me can relate to losing a parent like that, and you want to honor your dad, and that guy took that away from you. Part of the reason you were honoring your dad, cutting your hair like that, like, I think when you start talking about stuff like that, I think it's hard for you to be like, I'm going to honor my dad, and then you lose.
I know we're all on the Wardlow side, but Joe is having.
Well, I mean, Samoa Joe's. I mean, nobody's going to. I'm not going to be talking bad about
Joe.
Samoa
I
Joe
mean, Drew's
all.
taking Joe.
You know,
the rest of us took Wardlow. So we'll see if
Drew's
right on this one.
If Wardlow had cut this promo about honoring his dad in WWE, that would be a sign he'd be losing, though.
Probably, yes. Yeah.
WWE
You're not wrong.
care about dads.
You're not wrong.
The way they did Mike the Mrs. Dad. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
But then they did that with Zelina Vega, right?
Yes, yes, they did, and then she lost.
It's like ridiculous. Anyway.
Yeah.
We could go on for a while about the Zelina Vega stuff. They just kind of have not really done anything with her. They're just like,
you know,
come back. Yeah, come.
All righty, we have a three-way match.
The triple threat also in WWE.
I didn't want to get corrected. Yes, I think it might be. But we have a three-way match for the AEW Women's World Championship happening on Sunday evening, and we have the champion Jamie Hayter defending against Saraya and Ruby Soho. We saw last night Ruby Soho get involved in some stuff, and she tried to take out both of them. So they're still playing that story of whose side is she on? Oh, she's fighting for herself, which I'm assuming in a three-way match, you're going to be fighting for yourself. But there is some story coming out of it. People still think Blood and Guts will be on the women's side of things. So we could see a story post-match or maybe towards the end of the match. Who knows? But Pluggo, I'll let you lead. Who do you think's coming out of Revolution as your the AEW Women's Champion here?
I still think it's Jamie Hayter because I think Jamie Hayter is just on another level right now. And it's crazy to say, Saraya, an all-timer, and Ruby Soho, who I love. She's from my neck of the woods, so I always pull for her. But I just think Jamie Hayter has taken this title. And I know it was the interim at first, and she's really risen to the top of this card. And I'm excited for it. You've got me thinking though, when we're not saying triple threat, we're not saying fatal four-way. I wonder what AEW needs to come up with their own terms like fearsome, foursome.
Better idea. Don't do multi-person matches for
Don't
your
do
champ.
that either. I know you're gonna hate on it, but I got to talk about it in the vacuum that it is. My whole intrigue for this is Ruby, because Tony Storm's getting involved, Britt Baker's going to get involved. That's why there's the no DQ stipulation. Where's Ruby lie in this thing with the old heads versus the new heads? Because she's going to have to pick a side if, like you said, they go to the blood and guts with the women's side of it this time. But I think ultimately Jamie Hayter at the end of the day wins it.
All right.
But I love all the components here. I'm excited.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jamie Hayter retains as well. She's super over. Yeah, I think this match will be good. But I think there's a greater story at play here. So I think Hayter retains, and then it eventually will lead to the blood and guts, and we'll figure out who's going to be on whose side. But I'm expecting this match to be a good one. But yeah, I got Hayter retaining too. I don't know, whoever wants to pop in of you two gentlemen, Drew or Warren.
Go right ahead.
Thank you. What a gentleman.
All right.
I think you can't take the belt off of Jamie Hayter. You just can't. Not right now. She's probably I would say she's one of the top 3 best wrestlers in North America right now. Women's wrestlers. She got herself over because of her work, and it's too soon. Way too soon. People still love her. Like, everyone is into her. I'm super down on this match. I'm really, and it sucks because there's, I think we would have been better served, Ruby Soho and Jamie Hayter. I think Saraya is adding a layer in this that is not needed, nor will it be interesting. I'm very down on Saraya right now. I've been in a bit of and it's disappointing because I've been in a bit of a hole because it's disappointing. It's disappointing because, see, I can barely get my sentences straight. That's how disappointed I am. Definitely not the oncoming stroke, fellas. Don't worry.
Let's hope not. Let's hope not.
What's it smell like over there, Warren?
Yeah, does it smell like toast? Smelling bread.
You smell toast too?
I do.
So I was really excited. I was really excited at the idea of Saraya coming back, because I think I am all for any wrestler that was sidelined by WWE who wants to take charge of their legacy, the end of their career, whatever, what the next step is, like Danielson, like Sting. Saraya's like, look, they benched me. I'm out of here. I want to do it again. I'm like, good. Retire, do what you want outside of Vince's grasp. He doesn't need to control what you're going to do moving forward. And I feel what's been going on for multiple reasons. I think there's part of it is Saraya's issue, having not being in the wrestling ring for so long, maybe being too accustomed to the WWE style and never really grown out of it. That is problematic. I think the way things have been booked have been a problem as well. It's a nice mishmash of things, but right now I'm so low on Saraya, and I really don't want to. I really feel like we would have been better served with Jamie Hayter and Ruby Soho. Ruby Soho going, I don't care about this side. I don't care about that side. I care about that title. And that would have been enough for me for this match, because it makes a lot of sense. But I don't know.
It was interesting for Jamie to go, I want both of you. She just up and was like, I'll take both of you on. And I was like,
yeah,
I thought that was interesting. I know why they do it, but I was like, take Ruby and move. But you're right.
I'm pretty much in the same boat as everyone. Jamie Hayter has to retain, and I am interested in the Ruby Soho part of it, of whose side does she want to be on. But I almost think like maybe she just never chooses a side.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, she's
Her
the
own
loner.
woman. And
Yeah.
she doesn't care about the Soraya group, and she doesn't care about the Ruby and the Brit group. And she's just like, you know what? F this.
Yeah.
I want titles. I
want titles. Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
win.
Yeah.
That would. I think I would be okay with that for
Plus,
sure.
I think there's I still like every time I watch Britt, like I just know that she wants that title. I think the money is Britt and Jamie.
Right.
At some point. I just think it's there. I know that they're trying to see she's over as a face, she's over as heel. Britt's again, she's on another level too. But that's where the money's at for me. I think that's the person that takes it off there. Or if Thunder Rosa comes back, hopefully at some point, and says, "Hey, I never lost that thing. Let's go."
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have another three-way: Britt, Thunder, and Jamie, and just Warren will just be irate.
Please.
Are
stop.
we shocked? I mean, that Jade Cargill is not on this card at all? All? Like what?
Rampage.
You know? What'd you
Maybe-
say? I'm sorry.
The better question is like we're not shocked that she's not on the card. I think we're more shocked they're not doing anything.
Yeah. I saw she
substance
did
with it.
one tweet, where she was like they're dropping the bag, or
They
she said
fumbled
something
the
like along
bag.
those lines. I don't know if that was. I mean, I'm sure you could speculate.
I don't know anything.
That is, yeah, exactly.
there is
I'm sure you could
Rampage.
speculate that might be frustration, but I find it hard to believe that she's not fighting, even if it was. I don't know. I think
She's 50-0. Like,
Yeah.
you got to figure.
like you
something
got
out.
to no. Anyway, I don't know.
She's over that now.
Yeah.
She's at 53.
What are you thinking about there, Warren? You're looking like I'm gonna.
The problem is her booking. They've literally booked themselves into a corner with her, going 50 wins. She's gone through the entire lower mid card. The only people she hasn't been touching are the women that are gravitating around the world title, and quite frankly, that's where she should be.
Yeah.
That's where she should be hanging around, if only for creative purposes. So the fact that she's not on the pay-per-view is, let's put it this way: having one of your titles not defended on the pay-per-view is weird.
Yeah.
But what are you going to do with Jade? You're going to Jade versus Julia Hart? Like, no disrespect, but that's not a pay-per-view match in any way, shape, or form. And it's not a Jade problem. It's a creative direction problem.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the wall. This is the wall that Tony Khan is facing right now, where he's like, someone has to beat this woman, but she's beaten everyone else. Now, are we still waiting for Chris Statlander? Ugh, all right. Holy smokes. Okay. Hopefully
Optically, it's a huge miss. It's a huge miss. Like you, in any walk of life, any sport, if you wanted to call this a sport in the sports realm, if you're in your minor league system, we'll just use it as it's apples to oranges comparison, but your minor league system, you've got somebody just crushing it and winning constantly. And you're not saying, okay, it's time. We got to do something. Like, again, you can't wait on Statlander. If she's hurt, you got to pull the trigger here. I don't know what you do. I don't know how you get out of it, but she should be in this mix of like, all right, the Jamie Hayters, the Britt Bakers of the world, get her. At some point, it's shit or get off the pot in terms of like, put her in there. If you don't, you can't imagine she's not ready at this point. I know that was early on was the excuse, was she's not ready. She's clearly ready. She's clearly a main event star. She clearly gets people to go, I'm watching this. And like, you got to do so. I don't know if it's one of these, like, you know what, you just rip the Band-Aid off and have her lose in whatever way and take the L, but get her into the main event picture, kind of like a take two. You know what I mean? Like
the problem, the legitimate creative problem that Tony has right now is that he's built the streak, and a streak is meant to be broken. So it can't be a rip the Band-Aid off type situation. It has to be someone who matters. Otherwise, you end up with Taker and Brock, right? Where it's like, what the hell was this? You know, kind of thing. So so this is I understand the core issue of this booking conundrum that he's in. It's like I'd love to have her move on, but we have to end the streak. Who ends the streak? It has to be someone you want to elevate. And there are candidates out there. Don't get me wrong, but that's the issue.
The last time I thought somebody had a real shot was Athena, and they fumbled that too.
Yeah.
And it was probably going to be Statlander.
Yeah, it was going to be Statlander, and then the injury probably derailed that.
This is an opportunity to build up another win star. So not to hot take or spit take or anything. I don't spit take my own takes. If anybody else wants to spit, they can. But you should be building up another.
I just finished my water. Darn.
Yeah,
I think out there. I think that the big issue is the feeling of she's just defeated everybody, and
some twice over.
She hasn't faced Britt, but is Britt a TBS title? She feels like she's just permanently main event. I don't know if Britt goes down to TBS title territory.
But this is what we talked about with the trios titles earlier. Like, if you want them to feel a certain way, put a name
true.
on.
But that would mean that Britt would be the baby face in the. I don't know. Everybody wants to cheer Jade, so just turn her already and give her like a big dominant heel as her opponent and let her lose to the dominant heel. The whole thing is like people said, maybe Mercedes comes in and takes the TBS title from her.
Maybe
that would be something for sure. I think that her championing the TBS title to New Japan and all these red carpet events for the Mandalorian and stuff like that would be something like she's doing with the New Japan title that she won. But I don't know. Who knows? We all thought that was going to happen.
That's what I was going to say, Kristen. I've been pushing for Camille versus Jade for months now. I want it.
That would be very good.
Aja Khan, there you go. Aja Khan.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Spencer
Aja Khan's currently in the States. Size and fantasy.
I think, like you said, he's booked into this corner where I don't think that there is a great way out of it. So I think he just needs to. I think he needs to do it. Maybe. Yeah. No, I don't think that's a joke, Spencer. I think you want that to happen. How dare you?
He said it was a joke after I trust him. All right. I'm going to try to say Texas death. That's how Moxley's been saying. Not even saying the match. Texas death.
You got to say it like that, but you got to.
I got to get. Let me hold on. Let me get off camera. I'll Blade. You want to talk about another good promo? Moxley's promo.
See you Blade now.
No.
On now.
No. That promo that he cut on those stairs, wonderful. I loved it. I loved when he said, "I respect you as a wrestler. I even respect you as a man, but you are not the same animal as me." And I was like, "Huh?" I was like, "Oh God, he respects him as a man. He respects him as a man. Damn it,
he's a sick man."
The most kayfabe thing in wrestling was that Jon Moxley was going on vacation.
Unbelievable. You think after the Texas death he might though? For real?
We say that every.
I think Hangman's beating him. I think Hangman's beating him.
I think he loves this shit.
I think Hangman's beating him. Wrestling until the day he dies at this point.
Unbelievable.
Just every week he's never taken a break.
Unbelievable. But this match should be wonderful. I've loved this feud with these two guys here. It's been excellent. This match should be violent. It should be brutal. We know for a fact Moxley's going to be bleeding everywhere. I expect blood on both gentlemen. Violence.
Bully Ray.
Yeah, like Warren said, don't let Bully Ray know or order this pay-per-view because he is not going to have a good time.
Mox sneezes, just
my God. Blood. I want him to come to the ring bloody. That's what I want him to be walking through the crowd.
Sandman style. Yeah, just
cut him already. But I think Hangman is going to beat him. That's where I'm leaning. You know what? I'll let Warren lead the way on this one because I saw him shaking his head profusely when he was agreeing that he's loved this feud as well. So I'll let you start, but I'll go first because I'm starting to my throat's starting to bother me a bit. But I think Hangman's going to beat Moxley here in this Texas death.
I agree. Texas death. I agree. I think Hangman's going to do it. This feud has been extraordinary. Like
Real
this,
good.
an unfortunate event, the concussion, truly. But in the great, like this is the greatest tradition in professional wrestling, amped up and making it work. Where you take something, shoot that happened, and you work with it, and you just make absolute gold out of it. There's been nothing bad about this. Nothing. Only misstep maybe Adam Page saying on his interview, his pre-tape promo, "I don't like violence." I'm like, hit the bricks, pal. You've been in Texas death matches. You've beat Lance Archer. Come on, get out of here. All right, no. Enough's enough. We know why you're here. But aside from that, and that's just it's a minuscule thing in regards to this entire build. Look, how good has this been? These guys fought each other 3 times on television in 6 months, and we're still ready for round 4. We're still going. It's great. Let's go. I mean, this nothing but great. Moxley is going to do the right thing here because Hangman's the ace. Hangman's the ace of AEW. He's going to put him over. It's going to be brutal, violent, just a beautiful, beautiful brawl that we're going to experience. I'm so stoked for it. Nothing has been better. This has been just excellent, basic, but visceral pro wrestling stuff. I loved every step of the way. I'm kind of sad that this might be wrapping up. Not true.
It's true.
Will there be more blood in this match than Cody versus Dustin? Remember that ring was just
probably not, because that was real. That was very high on the Muto scale.
Yeah.
Very, very high.
I was just curious because that's the bar for me.
But then again, look at Mox during his pre-tape. It was
oh my god, unbelievable. Just dripping.
It was like strawberry jam. Just
ridiculous.
Good god, man.
I wanted to get some peanut butter and make a sandwich.
Oh man. What the hell?
Look, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Everything.
Oh,
just saying it. It was thick. It was like that wasn't real blood.
We get it.
Calm down. I know for a fact you say worse shit off it.
No, that's not true. Drew, how you? I mean, who's winning? Who do you got winning this Texas death match?
I pretty much have to agree with Warren on this. This probably, out of all the matches, I feel like this match has had the best build.
Oh yeah,
and every single week, the inclusion of the Combat Club, the inclusion of Dark Order, that match with Evil Uno
was oh man,
oh my god,
very good.
Another gusher. Like everything that involves John Moxley just has blood involved.
Yep.
Mox is bleeding just listening to us talk about
it. Probably.
So I definitely I do agree. I think that this is Hangman's match to win, and I'm picking Hangman, but I'm noticing, and I'm sure everyone else has too, starting to turn Blackpool Combat Club to the heel side, and this could be a great heel victory for him too, of just the 3 of them just beating a Hangman up post match. But I see Hangman winning, though they could still do a beatdown afterwards. But I pick Hangman.
Well, is he turning heel, or is he healing it up because it's Hangman Page, right? And I think because the Blackpool Combat Club has oftentimes been just on that thin line. If we want to start getting technical about it, like he's tweening, but he's tweening towards heel now.
Well, For Moxley, he's definitely always been tweening, but oh boy, here we go.
Wow, we're doing it all night. Sorry, I started the. I'm the worst. I know. I'm the worst.
You for doing that to
I
me.
hate me too. No, I'm just
Claudio, for Claudio and for Wheeler Yuta,
they've been
tweening.
The last couple of weeks, they've shown a darker side a little bit.
But especially in the last 2 weeks, they've been
right in support of Mox because the Dark Order were there. The Dark Order.
It's true. It's true.
Like, I don't know how much of a shift it is as just this is what you got to do, right? Like when Bryan Danielson was feuding. This was before BCC, of course, but when he was feuding with Adam Page after Adam Page won the world title. Danielson was a dick. Danielson was cutting heel promos because the Booker man said, you got to go put my guy over. So it's like, and my guy's a babyface, so you figure it out. Kind of
Booker man, you mean Booker of the Year?
Booker of the Year. No, we're not yet.
Pluggo.
That'll be another Thursday night that we steal you away from Kristen.
Oh, God, she's already excited.
Pluggo, who'd you pick again?
I didn't pick.
All right, I was going to say, you haven't gone yet.
You guys talked, and I just listened because that's what I do. No, I think you're all leaning Hangman. Y'all think it's Hangman.
Yes.
Getting over here, and I don't disagree. I just never pick against Mox in these spots.
It's fair. I mean, it's a fair thing not to do.
And I'm hoping. So this is what has happened with me in the Moxley stuff. Like every time I'm like, all right, this is time.
This is the one he's going to lose and go on vacation. He's doing it.
He keeps coming back. Keeps coming back. Keeps putting the team on his back. Mox is a game guy. I could see a bunch of chicanery happening. I think maybe he gets the win here, but I think it's, oh man, it might be one of those like he just passes out on top of him because they beat the shit out of each other for 45 minutes. I'm going to go with Mox just to be different, but I'm excited. This match is going to, this would be the main event of any other pay-per-view. I think, but just MJF and Danielson are killing it.
Yeah, I would agree. And speaking of,
there's going to be a lot of blood. It's going to be queasy.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be
wire. There's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot of stuff. There's going to be a lot of stuff.
What's the oddball object that they're going to use? There's going to be one like oddball moment where Mox is like, a plastic flamingo. Wow.
I would. I don't know. Actually, Hangman's a cowboy. Can you use like a cowboy related weapon? Not a gun.
Is that off the wall though?
Tony, could you get like the spur off his boot or something, and cut him with
machete.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Jesus.
Wow.
You'll be definitely bleeding there.
I know.
Mox shows up. Mox shows up on Dynamite with one arm. He's like, I'm definitely going on vacation now, guys.
See you later.
No. He'll come on. He'll say, "'Tis but a flesh wound."
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
That's great. Fantastic. That was a good one. Fantastic, Drew. All right. We are to the main event. I know we discussed it a little bit at the top, but we will get official picks. And you know what? Since it's an Iron Man match and we count
we're gonna talk for
the falls, we're gonna get some final scores as well. Might as well make it a little fun. MJF, Bryan Danielson, Iron Man match, 60 minutes. Whoever has the most falls at the end will be the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. I know we discussed a lot of the promo last night a little bit, but in general, how do you guys feel as the viewer knowing you're strapping in for a 60-minute Iron Man match with these two gents? And who do we think is leaving Revolution Sunday evening? Hopefully at a reasonable time because I got to work at 7 a.m. on Monday party. All right. The AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Drew, why don't we start with you, my friend, for this one?
As much as I want it to really be Bryan, because I just love him to death, and he's my GOAT. He's everyone's GOAT, really. If he's not, there's something wrong with you. I'm picking MJF.
Why do you look at me when he said
that? I'm gonna pick MJF. And now this 60. These are like how many falls there are between them.
Yeah. Whoever has the most falls.
Yeah, like would you say MJF wins 3-2?
Yeah,
I'm gonna say MJF. he's gonna do some. He's gonna do some dastardly.
I mean, he could give up a
thing.
fall to get a DQ and continue to injure the shoulder or the
so
you know.
DQs count as falls
Oh,
for
yeah.
the other person.
Yeah, I
Oh,
believe
okay.
so. I believe it's pinfall, submission, DQ count. I think it all counts.
If that's the case, I feel like 3-2 might actually be the right.
It's a good score. So that's a good score. You're leaning MJF retaining, and you got 3-2. All right, Pluggo, I'll let you go, and then we'll close this puppy out with Warren.
It's going to be 3-3 at the end of the 60 minutes. They're going to go to the judges panel, and Chuck Norris is going to give him a thumbs up. Is there going to be a judges panel? No. I honestly as I think about it, I know this is crazy, but I feel like it's going to be 1-0 MJF.
1-0.
Just 1-0. I know that sounds nuts, but I feel they beat. Okay. It's going to be that suspenseful. Like, oh my God, they haven't pinned each other, because I feel like MJF. We talked about this a little. It's gonna show out. Like, people think, oh, he can't wrestle. He can't keep up with Danielson. He gonna keep up with Danielson, and maybe the injuries to Danielson. I feel 1-0. I'm feeling it's gonna be very tight.
I don't mind that.
Call me crazy. I don't know.
I agree with Drew. I would love a Bryan Danielson victory here, and Bryan Danielson to be leaving.
Pollo Loco says you're reading his mind.
I think he's referring to like MJF purposely giving up a fall to
look at that. Great minds think alike.
I like it. But I have MJF beating Bryan Danielson 2-1, because I do think MJF will give up a fall to try to decimate the shoulder.
But that means Danielson, in your theory, Danielson will not get a proper pinfall. Will not get it.
Correct.
So really, okay, interesting.
This is Warren will sit there while the three of us.
No, but this is why I wanted to add what we think the score is, because I do think there's an.
I'm gonna
and again, and El Gato Pollo Loco. I have been contemplating this.
Sudden death at 2:15 in the morning.
Let's hope not. But I'll be there. Yeah. If it is, I'll be there. But let's hope it's like 11:15, maybe.
Warren's like, I'm gonna clown these fools. They don't know what they're talking about.
I thought about it potentially going to sudden death. Like, I could easily see the spot. I could easily see the spot where MJF has the injured arm in the salt of the earth for the last 30 seconds, and Danielson's like, nope. That kind of spot.
Rip it off.
Rip it off. Like, tap. And Danielson's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not tapping. And it goes to a sudden death, and then something happens.
I won't say it. Rip it off, Frenchie.
Yeah.
Well, if they tie, will it go to sudden death, or does it just end?
That's what they've done in the past. Obviously WrestleMania 12, Brett and Sean, different company, obviously, but they were tied at the end, and they had a sudden death that
every time
I would think that would be the way it would go. Or does it go 60 minutes and that's it? We're tied. It's a draw. Belt stays with the champ. I think you would go sudden death.
If you look at past 30-minute and 60-minute matches that have happened in this company that we're talking about, there was no sudden death. There was no sudden death after Hangman and Danielson.
But those were just time limit draws, though. Those weren't Iron Man matches. So I think the Iron Man match makes it a smidge different.
Yeah.
Warren looks like he's contemplating. I'm going to go MJF 2-1. 2-1. And I'll let Warren finish her out. He heard all of our answers, so we can kind of see where he's leaning.
I'm going MJF 2-1 as well, but I don't think MJF gives up.
You think Danielson just gets
I think Danielson is going to get an early quick one.
Oh, all right.
He's going to start doing jumping jacks, and he's going to be like, and then, because look, this is MJF's first big, like really big defense since winning the title. Like, he's not like, I have trouble fathoming a universe in which he doesn't win this, because I think it's way too important to his evolution as a future star. I think this is critical, and it's also critical to his character, because like Drew was saying at first, it was like, I wish MJF loses, and then he comes back because he's like, I got to get back the only thing that ever mattered to me, kind of thing, and I get that, but I would much more want MJF, the insecure MJF who's always putting himself puffing his chest bigger than who he is, finally having the opportunity to say, I beat your goat. I beat him. Moi. I did it. And all of you thought that he was going to rip me to shreds, but I did, right? And I think that's what MJF is going to do. And I think, I'll even follow what JPJ was saying, where he's going to work the shoulder, because we can't forget that was the whole point of the gauntlet.
Yeah, to
weaken the shoulder. MJF is going to go after it. He's going to go after it. Brian, being the ridiculous, competitive, hard-headed asshole that he is, he's not going to tap. He's going to prefer to lose his arm before he does tap. But MJF, he's going to be sneaky, and he's going to get the sneaky last win on him. He's going to do the Dynamite Diamond ring, because that's part of it too. That's part of MJF's character. Ultimately, it's not even a question of, am I better? Can I out wrestle you? I'm going to beat Bryan Danielson. That's what he wants, because that's what his ego needs. This is clear. And whatever's happening in his personal life right now does 100% suck. And since they're using it as a device on TV, well, he absolutely is going to be full goblin mode on this one. He's just going to be he's going to go as far as he can to win against Danielson cleanly as cleanly as he can, but it's not going to happen, because Danielson's just not going to give up. So, yeah, 2-1 MJF, but the way he wins is going to be dirty as hell. It's going to be super good.
I like it. We have Kristen saying, what I really need to know, what she really needs to know, is why do the Iron Man match now at Revolution?
That's fair.
We've lost Warren.
Oh.
We've lost Warren.
Did you let go of the ladder you were holding?
No. I still no. I'm not.
Fun fact, gentlemen. The last time we had a clock counting down the end of a revolution, we had the barbed wire death match fiasco. So hopefully this is better. Hopefully it's not like they try to sneak it in at the end to get the 3 count, but they miss it and have to stop the. I don't know.
I don't think so. Look, we've got 2 extraordinary in-ring storytellers. We got Bryan Danielson, who's one of the greatest pro wrestlers of all time. Best North American to ever do it, in my opinion. And MJF, and I think MJF is going to turn up doing things that people just didn't realize he's able to do because of his AEW run. But he's a super talented guy. Don't forget, he did his work rate match with Takeshita a few weeks ago and took the top rope lariat and landed on his feet.
Incredible.
So we need inside the joke, Warren. We got to know what's going on.
No.
You fell out of your chair. You can't just brush that to the side.
I'm absolutely brushing it.
It's like that check is running out.
I know. No. But that'll do it. That is AEW Revolution. I do think it'll be like Warren said at the beginning, I think the things that we're all excited for, which seem to be pretty similar amongst the 4 of us, I think those things are going to knock it out of the park. There's just a couple.
A lot of difference here.
Yeah, there's just a couple things that, and it's rare for an AEW pay-per-view, but there's just a couple matches, a couple things going on that it's been hard to really gain interest for. But I think all in all, I think the event will be good. I think we're going to come out talking about an amazing main event, an amazing match between Hangman and Mox. I think Wardlow and Joe can be good. I think overall the pay-per-view will be really good. But you heard it here, the 4 of us chatting for the last few hours, diving deep into AEW Revolution. As always, Pluggo and I want to thank both Drew and Warren for joining us here. You are both welcome here whenever you guys like. The door is always open. We appreciate you guys very, very much. And I will let Drew start. Let the people know where they can find you and what other things you're doing. Social medias, plug your stuff, my friend.
You can follow me at Big Money Drew on Twitter if you're a nice person. If you're not a nice person,
I like that. I like that caveat. Like if you're not a nice person, don't even do it.
Go to hell if you're not a nice person. Don't follow me there. But you can also find me on the Roundtable Pro Wrestling podcast with Bad Blood, who was just in our chat this evening, over at TWM Plus. And I'm in the Fightful chats modding and banning douchebags. So don't be.
How do you feel about bots following you?
Bots.
He hates it. Drew hates them bots.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
the porn
they do the
bots
purge
are
every
the
so
worst.
often, though, to get them out, get a lot of those out of here. Mr. Warren Hayes, let the people know where they can follow you, find you on social medias, and the content that you put out on a weekly basis, my friend.
Before you do that, Spencer, let's
Wait.
raid Jules. Let's raid Jules. He's asking
he
so
asked
he
a
can
question.
get it queued up.
Okay.
Because we're going to
Fair.
raid our friends
Fair.
over at Quest for Jules.
There you go.
Sorry.
Sorry,
ahead,
Warren. Jeez.
Had to get
that's
it in.
fine.
He's got to type it in. It's a lot of
I'm
words.
just
It's
kidding.
a lot, you know.
No, I know, and since he's from Alberta, I know it takes him a little longer than the rest of us. The Mr. Warren Hayes show records live every Tuesday on youtube.com/Mr. Warren Hayes, where I talk about interesting things that happened in wrestling over the past week. I also do a weekly Dynamite review every Thursday as well, also there. But hey, if you're not in the mood to see my face as I'm talking, you can just listen to me talk on your favorite podcast application. The feed is out there. It's called the Mr. Warren Hayes Show. So follow me on all of that. Follow me on Twitter, but Twitter stinks. That's all.
Yeah, Twitter does stink. It's amazing just how terrible a place that is over there. Pluggo, do your thing. Let the people know where they can find you. Let the people know where they can find.
You can find.
Go on that Twitter. That awful.
The very terrible.
Go on
place
there.
to go to Twitter.
But let the people know where they can
You
find
get
you
on there.
and Between Two Beards.
You can find Pluggo at Pluggo_ on the Twitter machine and at B2Beards on the Twitter machine. Same names for every other social media. So Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, we're over there. We're doing our thing. Stay tuned. You never know. We are discussing. We're gonna maybe rip some packs. Maybe this.
I think we're gonna rip some packs of some stuff. I bought a lot of wrestling cards
Got a bunch of cards.
earlier this week.
Christ, I was like, rip some packs. What is this lingo?
Packs of what?
God damn
Packs
it,
of
Warren.
what, JPJ?
You
What are you
gotta be on
talking
the
about?
internet. Get the internet, Warren.
Yes,
Kids
I'm
are saying rip
8 years old. You can't be using this type of terminology around.
We're gonna be ripping some packs and flip flopping with the dip. You know, that's what we do.
I don't know what that second part was.
Come
I honestly
on, the
don't. I honestly don't know.
Coolios.
I have nothing to do with that second part. I don't know what that meant. I don't know what that meant.
It's hype AF, Warren. Jeez,
No
dog.
cap. No cap.
No cap, dog.
No cap. That's one I know. I work with younger people, so half the time I'm at work just going, "What? What's that mean? What's that mean? Explain this to me."
Immediately,
That's
JPJ,
literally
get
me.
off my
What'd you say?
lawn. Get off
Tell
my
me what that
lawn.
means. But did you do it, Pluggo? Did you tell everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. You can follow me on JPJ Loves Gaming.
You even watch
over-
the show?
I do. I was too busy. We were making fun of you. I have to dive in, you know. You know I love you.
Just to like laser focus, making fun of me, but all
I'm like,
the
listen,
other
are we all ragging on Pluggo right now? That's where my focus is. I don't care what he's saying.
I don't care that we plug
Boy,
our
this show
stuff.
started and ended in such weird ways between
You know? It's our relationship.
Welcome
That's-
to Between Two
yeah,
Beards.
it's our relationship.
You act like you've
It is
never
what it
been
is.
here before.
It's a love-hate relationship. Pluggo loves me and I hate him. No, that's not true. That's a joke, obviously. That's a joke, Pluggo. God,
You're
I'm
right.
kidding.
Because I don't love
Kidding.
you anymore.
No. But honestly, Drew, Warren, thank you for being here. You can follow me at JPJ Loves Gaming on both that awful Twitter machine and over on Twitch. Feel free to come over and say hello on either one of those platforms. I try to answer and talk back as much as I can. Everyone enjoy Revolution this Sunday. Give us a follow here over at Love Wrestling. We'll have the brunch gimmick Sunday afternoon where I'm sure we'll be talking about Revolution.
Or getting yelled at by a
getting
judge.
yelled at by
You
Spencer.
don't even have a gavel. You're not a real judge anyway.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys saw this, but last week on the brunch gimmick, we had Judge Ben Omen on the show, and Pluggo and him were basically screaming at each other for 25 minutes. It was a sight to behold. So for stuff like that, Sunday afternoons, 1 p.m. Eastern time, brunch gimmick right here on Love Wrestling. Plus, go to our YouTube. We have all LPW matches from our 12 events that we've had so far, which have been excellent. So you can go on there. You can see that we have some shorts, and you can find this show within 24 to 48 hours after it airs live here on YouTube. So go give a Love Wrestling CA YouTube some love.
Our YouTube numbers up, baby.
Yeah, bump them numbers up. We're close to getting monetized.
So we can start paying for Warren.
Yeah, we have. Eventually Spencer's going to give us a fat bill that we have all these people on all the time.
He's on that Kevin Nash deal where every time we have a guest, he has to get paid more than the guest before him until the company is out of business.
Correct. So hook us up on YouTube. Let us help us get monetized over there. All right, we're going to get out of here until next Thursday. You know the drill. Peace out.
Peace.